enjoyed it. A select group of people. I guess I'm introducing everybody who's coming into this thing. So the first person I'd like to introduce is the showrunner and executive producer, Jennie Snyder Urman. Come on, Jennie! Woo! Next, I would like to introduce the young and talented Miss Kathy Bates. Next, I'd like to bring up Skye P. Marshall. Come on! Let's put our hands together for Jason Ritter. Come on! Come on! This side, over here. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Del Rio. And topping this all off, Leah Lewis, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Come on in. Please have a seat, y'all. Have a seat. Oh my God, you guys. Oh, okay, Jason. You guys are the #1 new show on television. Oh my God. I mean, I have to say, there's a question for the group. What does that feel like? Because that's got to be an amazing thing. All of you at once.
My Cinderella moment in the shoe is not coming off.
Well, Jennie, I wanted us to start by, I'm sure you've answered this question often, but for me, like, what was it like? Did the network come to you and say, okay, let's reboot one of the most beloved law procedurals like ever, and no pressure?
No pressure. I called them to see if it was available as a title, and they said no. Eric Christian Nelson's company, Cloud9, had it, and so then we were put together, and he said, he doesn't remember saying this, but I was told that they would do it with me if I would write it, and I took a walk, and I just sort of thought about this take, and that this would be the way that I would do it. If we were kind of, the character was using the title Matlock the same way that I was using the title Matlock, which was to seem like it's something comfortable, but end up putting more subversive things inside of it. And it came together like that.
So this was just completely you just making a call and saying, hey, what do you think?
They said, would you write it? And I at first was like, oh, I wasn't planning to write it. I took a walk, and then I had the take, and then I called them back and said, let me pitch you what I would do, and I just pitched them the pilot, and they said yes.
So got it. So the gender change, all of that was, you were already thinking that way.
I knew it would be a woman. I write female characters, and I love female characters, and I love writing for men too, but I write female characters. So I knew it was going to be a woman, and I was thinking, like, why now? Why this story? Why her? Why is she using the name Matlock? And it just sort of all unfolded. I felt like I was following a story that was there, and I just had to catch up to it a little bit.
Did you have any particular actor in
mind? You know.
Well, then I have to ask how that happened. I mean, did they say, you remember Andy Griffith? You want to play him? Is that how that happened?
I just remember my agent, Brian Mann, who is in here somewhere.
Yay, agents!
Calling me and saying that they had a script. They were doing Matlock, and that it was on a Friday afternoon. They wanted me to read it, and then if I liked it, to get in touch and have lunch with Jennie. And so I loved it. You know, at first when I was reading it, I thought, oh, this is just episodic, and cast aspersions on episodic. Episodic's been very good to a lot of us. So, but I thought that might not be something I want to do again. And then I got to the twist at the end, and I thought, oh, okay, this means something. It's got substance, and as we've in fact all of us, we've done a lot of research now about the opioid epidemic, and I don't know how you guys feel, but I've kind of taken this as a personal kind of crusade on my own. I never knew about any of this, and it makes me mad, and people are still dying from opioids, and in fact, I can share a little secret with you guys. I had breast cancer back in 2012, and I wanted more opioids than my doctor was willing to give me. And now I have to write him a big thank you letter because, in fact, 99% of the people that get hooked either from legal prescription drugs or from an injury or from surgery or whatever. It's just so easy. But the fact that it had substance and that Jennie was attached and that we had such a great meeting together on that Monday. You know, we really clicked, and I didn't want her to change anything. I just wanted to talk about the character, and I know I've said this before, many of you may have heard me say this in other audiences, but she said, "What don't you like about this creative process?" And I said, "Just don't abandon me." You know, because it's been my experience, I don't know if it has been for you, that, you know, people get all excited to hire you, and then that's the last time you see them. You know, they never come to the set, or they, you know, they're in the video village and you're working, and you don't get to have that kind of deep collaborative process that I've been able to have with Jennie, and all of us have. I think that's one of the things that's made the show work really well.
Yeah, another idea that I love that you introduced was the idea of that older women are invisible to the society, you know. And I did that occur to you the first time you were exploring it?
Yeah, because you know, it's been coming up with my friends as we all turn 50 and look, you know, past that. A lot of my friends were feeling invisible, or just that they were fitting into a different place in society. And I've been thinking about that a lot, and also thinking how much smarter I feel now than I did when I was in my 20s, how much more relevant I feel, and also just that we have, because, you know, this is America, we've had so many just like older men that are presidents of the country that, you know, you're used to seeing like an older man in positions of authority, and so you think wise and distinguished and you know, knowledgeable, and we don't have those models in the US like enough that you're looking and you're saying, oh my God, you're so smart, all of this wisdom and all of this life experience has given you so much. Like, I want some of that, you know, and we're just missing those women, and I wanted to have, you know, put a big spotlight on what I think is such a wasted resource.
Yeah, it's really good. So Kathy has we've won Emmys and well.
One thanks to you, Jon.
Well, thanks to you. And I was trying to get around to it. No, actually, I just want to tell a quick story about Kathy. Kathy played. She was on 2.5 Men. That's actually won an Emmy for best playing the ghost of Charlie Harper. It makes sense if you see the show. But I just wanted to say, you on show night, Friday night when we shot the show, you broke your foot. She still did the show, and then won an Emmy for it. So that's what you're dealing with here. And I'm so sorry to hear about your struggle.
No, you were so sweet and great to work with. You're such a brilliant.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind of you to say.
An actor,
thank you.
and
well, but then remember, then I directed you on that Netflix show, and you got a concussion. So, folks.
Boy, you did not. What Netflix?
Remember the Netflix show? You don't remember the whole show? Concussion. Oh my God, the pop dispensary show.
It's a what?
the sitcom, the multicam that we did. Don't you remember?
You mean Disjointed?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You directed?
I directed a couple.
I must have been stoned. Oh man, oh man, oh man.
That's right.
You did not.
Yes, I directed 2 episodes.
No, you did not.
Yes. You did get a
I'm gonna look
concussion.
you up on IMDb. I don't believe it.
Check it out. It's there. It was a terrific show, actually. It was about a pot dispensary. Very funny. Kathy was wonderful. See, there's like 8 people. It's still there. God bless him. But at any rate, but I want to get to everybody. Skye, I'm sorry, I don't mean to frighten you. Trust me, nobody will be injured this evening. We're all going to be very careful. But somebody told me that that basically you manifested getting this part. Is that true? Or because if it's true, I need to know how.
Oh yes, I did. How I manifested this opportunity here.
Well, you have to start at the beginning.
Oh my gosh, that would take up the entire day.
Okay.
I sat in this audience multiple times. Also with SAG Foundation, I sat in the audience for years. I did not pursue acting until I was 28 years old, and when I did, I was a background actor for 7 years. And during that time, I lived across the street from CBS on Radford, and I could almost see over the wall, and I built a vision board when I first arrived, and I wanted to be in a procedural drama on CBS. That was what I wanted, and that was 15 years ago when I built that board, and I just told you my age, damn it. And so when I built that vision board 7 years ago, I ended up getting a regular as a background actor on CSI New York for 22 episodes, and that's where I learned specificity was key. And so once I got specific, I was like, okay, I'm sorry, I meant series regular. CBS, that was my bad. And from that moment, all these opportunities started coming up that were very close to that, and they were all either CBS or CW and Warner Brothers, but 80% of my resume is CBS. And it took me to have to graduate myself, because once I was done being an extra, I was like, I'm done being an extra, co-starring up. And then I said, I'm done co-star roles, one day guest starring up. I'm done one day guest stars, okay, like, top of show. Recurring, okay, I'm done recurring. Like that was scary. Series regular and up. And every time that I was graduating myself, I would have to check back in with that vision board. And the most challenging part was my deserving feelings matching the vision. And so when people say it takes 10 years to be an overnight success, sometimes it takes 10 years to really deeply feel like you deserve what it is that you got specific about. Not just booking a job, but being real clear on the type of role that I wanted. That was very hard. And so once I did, all the smaller and the bigger and the recurrings, they started to line up. And I have an incredible manager by the name of Melanie Green who's here, but I never got a talent agent. It's just me and Melanie going hard in the paint and relationships. My first series regular I got from DMing the showrunner on Instagram, and then she had me come in for a studio test 3 hours after DMing her. And Jennie happened to be an executive producer on that show. And now this is my second series regular.
So, that's amazing. So, I have to ask, so that first time driving through onto the, you guys shoot on Paramount, right? Is that where you shoot? That must,
it was the same because I was a caterer at Paramount in my mid-30s.
Oh my God.
And so that's where we went from Matlock.
But it felt a little different driving.
All of this is crazy. None of this makes sense to my brain, and I'm just like, I do my best to just stay present and stay grounded and stay grateful, because this is insane. But I'm very happy.
Speaking of insane, Jason Ritter. Yeah. Now the question I have for you is, okay, there was a point in that you were reading a new script where you discovered, oh my God, you're the bad guy. You're the big bad. You're like the one-armed man in The Fugitive. You're who shot JR. That's a reference that, come on. AARP, the AARP crew, all of us. So okay, did you have any inkling that was going to be the case?
Yes. By the time Jennie had pulled me aside several episodes before at a certain point, and she had told me, listen. So
You say, I've got good news and I've got bad news. What do you want first?
Exactly.
Let's go for a walk.
Yes. And we went for a walk before a table read, and it was very exciting because I love spoilers and future, knowing all that stuff. But I also had been really enjoying being in a show where I trust Jennie and her writing so much that I just knew that we were going to be taken care of. I didn't feel that need to be like, well, what's happening? I need the control. I need to know. I felt so. We all feel so at ease, and we trust her so much. But it was still exciting to get that tidbit, and then it was really hard to keep a secret. And I basically almost told Skye about 20 minutes later. I did a.
Like, do you think it was you? I was like, it's clearly you.
Oh boy.
Well, but for you, this is amazing, right? Because as an actor, you've always had this incredible likability, and so this gives you a whole new thing.
Yes, it's really exciting. It's funny. I never played a lawyer before, but I've always felt like a little lawyer for my characters, and like, oh, you may think they've done a bad thing, but let me explain. Wait till you hear the whole story. So it's really fun to have this character that did a terrible thing. And yet we know him, and we know that he is not just one of anything. He's a caring father. He's an all right husband.
Oh.
But so he's a complicated character, and that's one of the things that I love about Jennie's writing too, is that people are messy, life is long and weird, and no one's gonna get through completely unscathed. No one's perfect, and I love that. You see Matlock make missteps through the season. You see her assume things. You see, everybody's stumbling, and and I love that. So yeah, I feel very grateful to have that. I can't wait for season 2.
Yep. And dude, you're rocking the porn stash.
Oh, thanks.
100% works. We should have, the second you were wearing it, we should have, oh yeah, no, he's the guy who did it. We should have known that.
Yeah, well, it was very long and curly. Beanie and Cecil reference. Anybody like Beanie and Cecil?
Very good. So David Del Rio. Billy. It cannot be. I think the elephant in the room is that he possesses the charm and vulnerability of a young Jon Cryer. But you're like a full-on musical theater guy, though. I mean, you're like Broadway. Did doing a procedural does that feel like a totally different gear for you?
Well, Dad,
There we go. Hey, you're gonna need Billy's dad.
sorry, there we go.
I'm here.
No, as I told you backstage, it really is an honor to be talking to you because I've been compared to Ducky ever since I was in
You still have the hair. Good God, just revel in it. Do the pomp. Go nuts.
No, I mean, I think, and I've said this before, however, Diane Wiest is an actor that I admire, and she said in a book once that there is no difference between stage and film because the film crew is her audience. She's performing for them. And I took that with me for the entirety of my career. I read that in college. And so, yeah, when you're on stage, really what it's all about is choreography. And this is like not even a musical, but like even in a play, really it's about making sure that no one's hurt on stage and making it feel like it's the first time. And when the directors say action, your job is to live in the character living that moment for the first time, and you're trying to catch that first time over and over and over and over. And so I perform for any audience, really. You know, when Michael Douglas was on David Letterman, his post is like cancer scare and all that stuff, and Letterman said, "My God, you look so good," and Michael Douglas goes, "Well, I'm on stage." You know, there's that spirit of the performer that you try to keep with you no matter what the medium is. You know, you always just want to engage the people in the room, whether it be, you know, the cameraman, the soundman. You really just want to be engaged with them and really have them be a part of your eyes looking to the opposite actor's eyes and giving and receiving. So for me, there really is no difference. Just with each character, there's just different homework. So.
Well, you're doing magnificent.
Thank you.
And Leah.
Sarah
Franklin. Yes. Are you having fun doing this? I hope.
Oh my God, I'm having so much fun.
It looks like it. I mean, you and David have a wonderful relationship on screen, and it's great. And it's and does it feel like? Because it feels like to me, you've got a wonderful combination of competitiveness, but also loyalty together, which you know is really fun to watch. Did you guys have that immediately when you started working together?
Absolutely.
Yes, you cannot break them apart.
Just outside, I had to break them up.
Every once in a while, which is every single day, Kathy goes, "Okay, now break it up, you two. Break it up, you two." And it's, I mean, as you guys see David Del Rio in the flesh, I mean, the energy that radiates off of you, I could feel that immediately. I think even down to our first chemistry read. It was, I think the kind of writing that is on this show, as you see, there's different speeds. We go very slow and very grounded in the pocket. And then there's characters like Sarah who are like talking like this in 1,000,000 miles per hour, and you're like, what is she saying? And I think what has been incredible is getting to play with David. Every single time we are in a scene, we're like, you know, David will come to me and be like, okay, what are we gonna do with this? What's the button that we can add? And in the midst of all of the hysterics that we have, this show also offers a lot of really tender moments between these characters as well. Like, I think my character tends to bring out this kind of frantic, go, go, go kind of attitude to our twosome. And while, you know, Billy is more grounded, he also is the very tender, sensitive side. So you see these two characters kind of yin and yang throughout the whole season. And that has just been such a gift for me, I think, to work at that caliber. And it's not just David as well. You know, when I walk on the set and I'm
Keep it David, though. Keep David. Stop right there.
But my goodness, like every single person that I walk onto set with, I know we're gonna be in the ring and doing something really, really wild today. Even if it's just very simple material. None of this material is simple. Everything has a detail and everything has a purpose. I mean, to be honest, this season, I would love to see more of, you know, Sarah with Julian. I'm like, I haven't worked with Jason like at all during this whole season. But it's been incredible.
I remember there was one time on set where it was the episode where Billy is reading her letter, her very strong word letter for the first time. And the cease and desist. And, you know, Jennie is up in the tower writing brilliantly and, you know, guiding the writers also. And so what's great about Jennie is that, you know that she's watching every step of the way. And she would, you know, come down to set and everyone's like, oh my God, Mom's here. Like, she's here. You know? And she would give you one direction that covers 3 episodes later. I mean, just one sentence. And so there was one time that we were working with the choreography of trying to get the paper away from you.
Completely right.
And we were, and it was full on, okay, 5, 6, 7, and, you know, just trying to
We love a dance.
just dodge the, and we're like, oh my God, Jennie's here, Mommy's here. So let's try to, you know, let's show her. And we showed her and she was like, yeah, right. And you were like, okay, love that. And then there was a moment where Leah jumps on the back and she goes, don't love that. I'm like, great. That's excellent. That was not my idea. So
that's where we were, I feel like, by the end of the season. Like, our characters had taken on this dynamic that obviously, you know, was pretty strong in the beginning, but I think by getting to know David so deeply,
you know, we were finding a lot of different things that obviously didn't really exist in the beginning. Yeah. Yeah.
And hopefully you guys are gonna get a good long time to keep working on that. That would be amazing. And I know, Jennie, I have to ask, okay, so we saw the season finale here, so there's, I'm sure, a million questions in terms of, is there anything you can reveal about where it's going in the next season?
I hope so, because I've been telling everybody. No express line out there.
We just,
Check your phone.
there's not spoilers. I really can't because it starts with spoilers.
I'm gonna tell you what I told everybody else. Okay, what I said was at the end of the finale, the table is set.
That's true.
Okay, as you're going into season 2, we don't know what's happening with these guys because she's clearly not at Maddie's house. So what are they gonna do? You know, and then in comes this man who says he's Alfie's father, and she sort of wanted to see him, but now he's here, and she's like, what do I do now? And she and Edwin have already, you know, gotten, you know, things have been dicey there. So, you know, and I think it's safe to say that Maddie's kicked back on her heels a bit at the beginning of this season. And after that, I didn't say anything else, I promise.
But that's right, because last year you watched a character that was in complete control. And, you know, she was the puppet master, and the show was structurally supporting that. And
She was Batman. She had her own
She had
mansion.
Claire. Yes, she was Batman. And she was pulling the strings, and the whole structure of the show supported the fact that she's in control. And so now in the second season, I think what I can tease that's exciting is that this is a character that's no longer in control, right? Because Olympia knows her secret, Julian's in there, the man who says he's her grandson's father is there. So imagine this woman who you guys have seen thrives on placing all the chess pieces just so. And in the second season, suddenly she does not have control over the board. And that's going to put her in a lot of interesting situations and give us a lot of cool new avenues to explore.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Also, I want to say, the other thing that's cool about it is that nobody else in the firm knows. So she still gets to be
Yes.
Matlock,
Yes.
which is gonna be fun, because I really want to be able to play both sides of that character. So it's gonna be, what do you call that, 3-level chess or check?
3-level.
The old 3-level chess.
I'll play poker either. Can it come directly?
Maybe. We'll see. Now, I don't know if y'all are on the social media. There's a thing called the Instagram that you might have heard. And young Jason here has become a bit of a phenomenon on there. Something just seized his mind one day, and he decided to do basically an interpretive dance to the Matlock theme, the old school Matlock theme, that was startling. If you have not seen it, well, unless you do feel like you could.
Well, yeah, that's the first thing is we don't have the music. I do need the music is the magical. There's something about that song.
Very.
It needs to be like the trumpet, the whole band.
There's a slide whistle.
There's a slide whistle, and there's a lot of elements.
You can't do
There's
it
something
without
magical
slide
about
whistle.
that song that makes your body move.
But like if we had like a 5-piece jazz ensemble, you would do it.
Yeah, and I would do it. Yes, then I would do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a 5-piece jazz ensemble. Come on out, guys. Where are y'all? Where my jazz ensemble at? They're here. They're in the audience. Come on up. No, they're here. We have one. I swear to God, we have one.
If this is real, then you guys better join me. You guys better join me. We all dance to it. By the way, the truth is we all dance to it, and then I'm the only embarrassing one who.
Well, Dude, it's an amazing confluence of ballet and hip hop and a little bit of Kevin Bacon from Footloose. Am I right? Okay. Okay, well, where's that jazz band at? Come on out. Come on out. Here we go. There, for reals. For reals. This is occurring right now. Come on. Oh, yeah. MATLOCK, for your consideration. Drive safely. I think some muscles will pull. I think Kathy broke her foot again. And she got a concussion.